fast, I would say. Certainly not as fast as Jamar Holder. Starting with dot delivery. So good start for Holder and his side.
Yeah, great to have you, Shakira. And obviously, 3 days into the tournament, the nature of this format as well, extremely challenging for bowlers, but also for a team who isn't winning, like both of these teams. So they'll be trying to hope that this can almost turn things around.
Yeah, it will certainly turn things around. Someone has to win today. So either way, one side will be smiling at the end of this game.
First runs, it is a heavyish outfield, so I don't think get to the boundary, it doesn't. But great to see Shamar Holder, who was brought in as a replacement in the end for Akeem Jordan, who was picked originally by this Pelicans team, but of course is with the West Indies Test team. So Shamar Holder, almost a like for like, or a very good replacement to have.
Yeah, very good replacement. I don't think Akeem would think Shamar can bat as good as he can, but Shamar tends to brag about his batting. For now, he has to do the job with ball in hand. But it's a really good opportunity for Shamar Holder, just back from injury, to part in that regional tournament. Bowled pretty well for CCC. It's a really good opportunity for him to have a go and test the injury once more.
Yeah, he did a lot of work in England on that back injury, that stress fracture, and great to see him back in action. Man who made his West Indies Test debut back in 2020. Making a change to the field now. Left-handed Jonathan Carter, he batted at 5 in the first game, but he's come to the top of the order today, trying to maximize this power play. I think, Shakira, it's probably the right thing to do, given what we see from teams around the world that play this format. You tend to have your best batters trying to capitalize on the fielding restrictions, just 2 fielders allowed outside the circle.
Yeah, certainly, I agree with this ploy. I always think your best batter should face the majority of the overs. It's just 10 overs, so if Jonathan Carter is your captain and he's the most experienced, he should be batting at the top.
Backwards square deep on the boundary. Quick single. Only faced 1 delivery a couple days ago. Carter, it's been a tough journey for him, but had a really good season last year, was the Warriors' leading run scorer. Be hoping for a repeat of fortunes, but yeah, both teams having to make some changes. That will be something to keep your eye on as well, just to see the differences that both captains make, both very experienced. Jonathan Carter for the Warriors and Carlos Brathwaite for the Pelicans. Backward square comes in the circle for the right-hander. So they've got a long on and mid-wicket, both in front of square, deep leg side. That is gorgeous, just well-timed by Zidane Harewood. First boundary of the day.
That was classy from Zidane. He didn't try to overhit it. It's brilliant. It's a good end to the over for Zidane Harewood.
They get 8 off the first over. Good start for the Warriors team that have struggled in the power play. And just to remind some of our new viewers who may be joining us for the first time today in the tournament, usually in T10 cricket you would have 2 overs of the power play, but in the BIM 10 tournament it's 4. So bigger chance for teams batting-wise to really capitalize, to maximize. And you've seen the Settlers, they've been the best power play team in the tournament, and because of it, they've not lost the game. It's just gotten them off to such a good start.
Bishop. Yeah, these are the crucial overs, those power play overs. So you take to go really hard in those overs, try to settle the game, and it becomes a lot easier for those middle order batters to just continue from where the batters started.
Emphasis on that batting side of things, but Joshua Bishop is very experienced and seasoned when it comes to bowling the new ball in limited overs cricket. Did it consistently for the West Indies Academy, in the CPL as well at times for the Barbados Royals. So this is a good opportunity. He started the tournament well, hasn't really been in the wickets yet, but that arm ball, getting that bit of drift with the wind factor could be dangerous.
Will be a good challenge for Joshua Bishop as well, bowling to the left-handed Jonathan Carter. He's quite adept at playing spin as well. He's very good at that sweet shot. There is a deep mid-wicket and long on, so he has to be very careful with his length.
Yeah, as well, the choice of ends too, because Carlos Brathwaite is thinking for Carter, left-hander, Obviously, that bigger boundary would be hitting against the spin. Now for the right-hander, though, it's sort of favoring him in Zidane Harewood. So that's why Bishop is very straight to start. Teams have really almost paid the price because of this boundary. When they've barely missed their line, the margin of error has been so small, Shakira, that a lot of sixes have come in this, what would be the leg side now for Carter. So I wondered if, because of that left-right combination, if Brathwaite would have wanted to have Bishop bowl from the other end, but he's opted to have him from the southern end. Run-out chance, direct hit would have been gone. Seen a few direct hits in this tournament. It was Shamar Holder. They get through for the second in the end.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Good fielding by Shamar Holder coming in off the long boundary. But good running by those two, putting pressure on the fielder every time. Something you expect to see whenever Jonathan Carter is at the crease.
Yeah, he'll know his importance as well because of the power that they have to come. Think about guys like Alcinda Holder. We saw early in this tournament, Keemar, Smith, Mardon, Ben, all very capable. So I wonder now how he bats this situation. Slow start. You know Bishop very well. Both play for the same club team. Has he got a touch on it? No, he hasn't. Umpire wasn't convinced.
They all went in unison, fielding side. But no sign by Sheena Welch. She wasn't convinced at all. Jonathan Carter also stood his ground, so I'm not sure he hit it. It's really good bowling by Joshua Bishop.
Again, flighted outside that off stump, and you can see Carter trying to take on that leg side, but he'll get it through the offside this time. Just really well positioned to beat those two fielders in the circle. Good way to end the over as well. 16 for none after two.
Yeah, once more they end with a boundary. So they're catching it at that last ball. Hopefully they can get boundaries at the start of the over. But good auction by Jonathan Carter. This occasion, he's gone offside instead of targeting that leg side boundary, giving a bit of room. So it's really good batting by him.
It really is an exciting Warriors group with this younger core, and they'll be hoping a win today can propel them, because you don't want to go down in your first 3 games in a tournament of this nature, because we saw last year with the Titans, they lost their first couple of games and never recovered, lost every game in the end. Will be captain Carlos Brathwaite. He's bowled from that northern end pretty much throughout this tournament, trying to use that win factor to his advantage. So adept in the variations. Saw the knuckleball yesterday. Can go to that Yorker plan or full and wide. And he's had a lot of experience playing globally in this format as well. He was recently in Abu Dhabi for that T10. What field does he start with to the right hander? He's got a deep mid, deep backward square and a long on. So same field for Zidane Harewood. Because third was in the circle, fortuitous, but will be a boundary.
Yeah, Zidane was targeting this short leg side boundary, Nikhil. Luckily for him, he got a top edge, but both fielders in the circle behind square, and he eventually gets a boundary.
Yeah, interesting choice to have both men leg side, Sally. I'm quite surprised. I thought maybe you have one offside, so it gives you that option, because it is a bigger boundary. If you go full and wide now, it's almost a free hit if Harewood can nail it. Now he is making that change, but it's the second fielder still in that leg side. Just square leg comes up, mid-wicket goes back.
Yeah, you want to see them use the dimensions of the field more cleverly.
So shrewd though, Brathwaite, with his changes of pace. Another one there was the off-cutter. And it will help having someone like him on this team. Wasn't part of the tournament last year, but just the amount of experience he has for a team that's losing, I think he will be the perfect influence for them, trying to get things back on track.
Yeah, certainly. He'll bring all of his experience with him. He is the captain of this side, so he's able to make crucial decisions, and he will have an impact on the younger players in particular. He could be the man that could dig them out of the hole they found themselves in last season and also at the start of this season.
Yeah, just varying in that line, 2 straight. Carter is so strong on the pads. He started really well, Jonathan Carter.
Yeah, just getting 2 straight there on that occasion, Curtis Brathwaite. He does have a fielder waiting that deep backward square, but that was easy pickings for Jonathan Carter, who helped it past the short fine leg into the boundary for the second 4 of the over.
Yeah, he's got deep point and backward square, so thought maybe the length would have been a bit shorter. Trying to get Carter to pull into the wind and into that bigger side. Yeah, like that. He's also bowling around the wicket as well.
Yeah, that's a much better line. He's also seemed to change his pace there as well. We spoke about that. Nikhil is very clever with those changes of pace. But you expect him to bowl a bit further back of a length if he has those 2 fielders square on the boundary. Misses length on that occasion, but he adjusted quite well the following delivery.
Taken. First wicket for the Pelicans, and Captain Brathwaite strikes, and crucially, he gets his opposite number in Jonathan Carter. Danger man is gone.
Yeah, another change of pace by Curtis Brathwaite. So clever bowling once again from the captain into the pitch. Back of a length, Jonathan Carter didn't wait long enough. I think he picked it, but he still didn't wait long enough. And importantly, he didn't have enough room to free his arms. And it's an easy catch. At short third, Jonathan Carter bowls for just 12.
I think Carter will be disgusted because I mean, we'll never know, Shakira, but I think Brathwaite missed his line there. And Carter almost had a freebie with just 1 fielder deep offside. That was with on offer. He's very strong offside, square of the wicket in that particular cut shot. But nonetheless, captain departs. It brings Maradon Ben, who's had a good start to this tournament. He's been one of their leading run scorers for the Warriors. Very powerful promotion for him as well, up the order. Brathwaite, captain, striking early. Always going to be interesting when he uses his 2 overs. Probably expect 1 in the power play, 1 at the back end of the innings. Interestingly enough, for this Warriors team, there's no Kemar Smith in the 11 today, so that's a void that they'll have to fill. A bit of extra bounce from the taller Brathwaite. Ben off the mark straight away. A good over though for the Pelicans. 11 from it, but the crucial wicket, 27 for 1.
They'll be relieved
So
that
at the
they
end
were able
of
to get a
the
wicket.
third
11
over,
runs, the most expensive over
Warriors
so far of the
27
innings. But
for
they'll be
1,
happy that they got the wicket off
27
Jonathan
for
Carter.
1. There's Zidane
So
here
let's
with
start for
on
Curtis Brathwaite.
13. And Maradon Ben.
Just a reminder, if you're now joining us for the first time, this is season 2 of the BIM 10 cricket tournament, cricket's fastest format.
It's going to
come
be
to
Joshua Bishop.
Barbados for a second time, and just a look at what's to come. Our cinder holder we know has power. Ivan Grant is playing his first game today from the Pickwick Club. He's very capable with bat in hand as well. But I think this partnership, especially Zidane Harewood, who's in facing 7 deliveries, maybe one of these batters may need to go deep. And I know that's not really heard of in T10 cricket, but just given the lineup. Joshua Bishop continuing.
Yeah, that shot certainly didn't look as though Zidane Harewood is looking to go deep. He's looking to push on. He's looking to add some runs to this. I'm sure he isn't happy that they're only 27 into the 4th over.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, teams that have been able to capitalize on this, I think the Settlers, their average score after 4 has been close to 50, whereas most of the other teams have struggled to get past that 40 mark, and it makes a huge difference when you go to setting a total. Again, this is good from Bishop as well. A lot of those arm deliveries just going on with the line, given this boundary dimension, much bigger side for the right-hander in the leg side. It really is golden, Shakir, when you have a bowler who can bowl 2 overs in the power play.
Especially when you have a spinner who can bowl their overs in the power play. Most teams tend to have to go to their pacers. So this is a clear advantage.
That is glorious. Just so supreme from Maradon Ben. First boundary for him. Maybe more of what's to come.
Can you believe that's the first ball he's faced from Joshua Bishop? No one else seemed able to play Bishop, but Mardon Ben has come, and it's almost as though he's lined him up from in the dugout. That's glorious. Over long off for a maximum. Hit for an elbow. Just look at the way he middles that ball, easily clearing the boundary. That's gorgeous.
I think Bishop just missed his length, a touch too full, given what we saw in the start of the over. Goes full again. Probably going down leg, though. Good decision.
That delivery a bit straighter. Probably not as full as the previous delivery. And Mardon Ben reaching for it. Not given LBW.
This is so good from Joshua Bishop. Such a good comeback in the over. Just the 7 runs conceded. He's completed his spell, both in the power play. And it ends the power play for the Warriors. 34 for 1. After the first 4, and now into the, you call the business end of the innings.
34 for 1 after 4.
Yeah, Joshua Bishop. Very good 2 overs. Just 15 runs conceded. He'll be very happy with that. Was it for a maximum, but he was able to come back and close out the over quite well. So win for the Pelicans.
Just talking tournament-wise, Shakira, what will having a tournament like this do for the exposure of some of the local players in Barbados who you know well, who you've seen over the years develop?
Yeah, I was thinking about this on my way down to the game, Nikhil. And this is exciting for youngsters in particular. Guys who would not normally be given the opportunity to play in front of crowds like this or on live streaming. So this is a real opportunity, and it's an opportunity to discover young talent in Barbados. I think it'll be exciting. We've heard so many different youngsters put their hands up in this tournament. Youngsters who struggle to make the Barbados side or even that CCC or West Indies Academy side. And perhaps someone can see them from this tournament. I think I noticed yesterday when Kadeem Ali, of course we know about him, but when you guys posted that he scored 100, we even saw the president of Cricket West Indies commenting, saying well played. So people all around are watching this tournament.
Spot on, Shakira Salman. Will be a change in bowling. Edmund is into the attack from that northern end. So Brathwaite continuing with the trend of pace from one end, spin from the other. You tend to see, saw it from the Guardians and Kyle Corbin yesterday as well. But just to your point, I think Kadeem Alin is one perfect example. Last year scored, I think, second most runs in the competition, over that 200-run mark. Really got some attention, went on to play in the Caribbean Premier League, and already this year has started with a bang. This will be runs again because Sturd was in the circle, enough to get to the boundary. So Zidane Harewood now just been able to find that rhythm last couple of deliveries.
He's given it his all, an almighty swing by Zidane Harewood. Again, he finds that vacant boundary behind the keeper. Both fielders in the circle, short third and short fine. He's hitting it quite where he wants to. He's aiming for that deep mid-wicket region, the shorter boundary every time, but he'll be happy that he's gotten another 4. Hopefully he can push on.
Timed really well, but excellent piece of fielding. You know, allowed 5 fielders outside the circle. I think it was Cheyenne Brathwaite at that deep cover boundary.
Really good save. Timed that really well, Zidane here. We challenged Cheyenne Brathwaite there at deep cover. It's a really good diving stop by him on the boundary.
And of course, Shakira, you also know that around the Caribbean, around the world, the T10 format is becoming, you know, a new opportunity for a lot of players who may not be able to make it to the international level. So it's also a great chance for some of these players to sort of make a name for themselves. We had a few players here, Cheyenne Brathwaite, Rashawn Williams, playing in the Nature LT10 a couple of weeks ago back in Dominica. So just given that, it's also a great opportunity for them just to put their name out there, as you said, but for future reference as well.
Yeah, certainly. They'll welcome every opportunity they get. Hopefully more guys will be looking to play in those tournaments around the Caribbean and perhaps even outside of the Caribbean.
It's been a good start from Edmund thus far. First time he really went full because first 4 deliveries in the over he had used the pitch, saw that pace off variation for the first time.
And the ball signaled by the umpire. So it's a chance for Zidane here to really get that rhythm back going. It is a free hit for him.
Yeah, it really does spoil what was such a good over because even that boundary came off the top edge. Don't think Edmund would have minded too much. Interestingly, he's kept both third and fine leg in the circle. Can change the field, and he is now. So he's got an extra fielder, deep offside, deep point. Brings up the deep square leg. So long off, long on, and then 2 square offside. Deep cover, deep point.
He has to go wide.
Yeah, just excellent premeditation by Zidane Harewood, who has middled that.
Yes, the first one he's middle in the well, Zidane Harewood. But like I said, he welcomed that free hit. He knew with that offside field, 3 out on the offside, he had to go wide. He looked at that pre-step across to the offside. Good premeditation, as you said, and he's middled that over that corner area into the car park.
Shakira, you were thinking just like Zidane Harewood. We need to get you in this tournament as well. I'm sure you would cause some destruction, given you know exactly what the bowlers are delivering.
Oh, if only I can hit it. Not so sure I can hit it. I know what is coming. Not so sure I know what to do with it, though.
If you're now joining us as we wait for some new balls, Shakira Selman, West Indies. I think I said all-rounder Shakira. But certainly Pace has joined us for the first time in the BIM 10 cricket tournament.
He scored some runs last regionals, you know, so I don't mind being called an all-rounder.
Just see a spike in that run rate, going past that 10 run per over mark. Last couple overs have been prolific. Neither want to capitalize on Edmund. Field now changes again after the free hit, so point comes in the circle, backwards here goes back again. It is a slightly bigger boundary than yesterday because we've gone 1 pitch over, but still, leg side is much smaller. Came across again, but this time hasn't middled it. Fielder under it, and takes a good catch running in. This was something the Pelicans missed yesterday, the catching in the outfield. Zidane Harewood is livid. Mario Albert completes the catch. It ends the 5th over with a wicket.
Goes for 27.
Harewood going for 27, 49 for 2.
The Warriors, after being answered to bat by the Pelicans.
A really good finish by Edmund. He was just bludgeoned for 6. He follows up with a change of pace, which results in a wicket. So again, we see that slower delivery, resulting in a wicket for the Pelicans. He's able to close out that over quite well, going for 15. But an important wicket. Zidane Harewood gone.
Very good afternoon to you, Shakira.
Afternoon.
Yes, it is, and a nice bright afternoon. Day 4 of this tournament, match number 7 in progress, and a relatively even start. One would have to say here between these two teams. These two teams actually the 2 winless teams remaining in the competition. So at the end of the day, one of these teams will be in the cellar position all alone, except for some tie, or if that was possible. But 49 for 2 after 5. And Ravindra Prasad, a left-arm spinner, taking out the attack from the southern end to ball over number 6. The Warriors invited to bat, got up to 34 of the power play. So Prasad to bowl the 6 over, left arm over. Unable to pierce that offside field. They're fairly well populated, short third, a man just behind point, and then a man just in front of the crease on the offside. All saving one, down the track he comes, and Prasad seeing his man, pushing it, keeping it close to the pad, no room, neither having the length, pulling it down Prasad. This time he struck well over the mid-wicket area. This time, Ben holding his ground, staying in the crease, and just from a very solid base, lifting it over mid wicket for a maximum.
Yeah, and that's quite a mammoth hit. It's the biggest side of the boundary. He's middled that easily clearing Shamar Holder, who was waiting at deep mid wicket. Spit the length. This time, he doesn't use his feet. He's able to get his second maximum.
So that's the 50 coming up for the Warriors. 55 for 2, the 50 coming up in the 6th over. And this one beats him, and it also beats the man coming in from short third. Ben is going to get a couple. They're going to come back for the third run. Ivan Grant, and Ben is out. I was looking towards the striker's end where Ivan Grant was coming back for the third run, but the return relayed first of all to the keeper, and Gibson having a shy at the non-striker's end, striking a direct hit, and umpire Sheena Welsh ruling that Ben had not made his ground. So a wicket out of almost nothing for the Pelicans.
You can see how disgusted Mardon Ben is, perhaps with the call from his partner Ivan Grant. Ivan Grant running to the danger end, but really good awareness being shown by the wicketkeeper, who relayed that throw to the non-striker's end. And it results in that big wicket of Mardon Ben, who was middling it. He seemed in such good touch. I'm not sure there was a need for that third run. It results in the wicket being surrendered to the Pelicans. They lose their third at 55.
Just to continue to think about it, though, because Ben would have been running to what would have been thought the safe end for that third run. But Grant, obviously, a lot more swift between the wickets, and he was at home and safe. He was actually home and safe. And then Ben found himself short of his ground. So a bit of miscommunication resulting in a dismissal. And now the Warriors 57 for 3, and we have Shem Holder, it is, pushed up the order. But again, down to that third region, and coming back for a second run. So that holder is Alcindo Holder, the experienced Alcindo Holder. And picking up 2 runs off the final delivery there, Grant, again, off the outer edge down to that short third. So some success there for the Pelicans. Prasad's first over costing 10 runs, but I think they'll give the 10 runs for the wicket of Mardon Ben, who looked quite good while he was there.
Yeah, he did. He hit his second delivery for a maximum. He was the only one who seemed to be able to line up Joshua Bishop, and then he was able to hit another maximum over deep mid wicket. Then he was tragically run out. So he will be disappointed. They will be disappointed that he caught in, and then he caught hope.
So Holder, long-time veteran on the local domestic scene, known for his power, packs a good punch with the bat. He's going to be facing up to Jaden Edmond. And gets one right up into the block hole, looks for the big drive, the ball comes off the bottom of the bat. Holder off the mark with a single. So interesting to see Edmond went for some 15 in his first over.
Yeah, perhaps an opportunity for him to get away with a cheaper over, seeing that both batters are quite new to the crease.
Very much so, with Grant having faced just the one delivery, and Holder also just having faced his first delivery, getting off the mark. Looking for that Yorker again is Edmund, and executing well. So we see with the field set for him being, there's a long off and a long on, so a deep cover, the men behind the bat all inside the circle except for the man at deep backward square. So you can expect him to be looking to operate at a fuller length. slower ball. And got it a bit wrong, though. He actually had the batter deceived, but quite wide, that one. So some variety there from Edmund, though. Two pace on Yorker length deliveries to start with, and then looking to make the change with a slower, wider delivery.
Yeah, good option front, Edmund. If you're a captain, you won't be too disappointed that he went for a wide. It was a clever bit of bowling. He did outfox Ivan Grant.
Grant is across his wicket. Chance for a run out. Missing the throw is the keeper. But good sharp reaction from the pair of batters, because Grant, looking to get across his wicket before the bowler had bowled, Edmund pulled his length back, and the ball ricocheting from the midriff, and Holder calling through for a leg by. Holder is hitting this one down the ground. Ball traveling in the air. Second run given by a misfield, through a misfield. Looks like Shamar Holder down there.
Very good over by Edmund so far, though. He hasn't conceded a boundary just yet in this over. He hoped to keep things the same.
He's got a couple of deliveries to go. And again, he's tying up the batter with that Yorker leg delivery, following Alcin the Holder. Leg by is the signal. That one striking Holder well outside the leg stump. Probably would have missed another set of stumps.
He's kept the batters guessing this over, though, Edmund. He's gone for that Yorker delivery a few times. But he's also used a change of pace. He's changed his length. So it's been a very good over. Hopefully he can close it out for the Pelicans.
Let's see how he does. Turns at the top of his mark. And again, Grant is walking across his wicket. But this time, Edmund cleverly, once again, taking that pace off outside the yard stump, finishes with a dot. Fantastic second over from Jaden Edmund. Captain Bratton will be very, very happy with that. 2 overs for 17 runs.
They are 65 for 3, 65 for 3.
And
I should give you the individual scores momentarily as soon as I'm updated. Please bear with me. But the team score 65 for 3.
7th over,
after
65 for 3.
overs.
Very happy with 15 in that initial over. He was very clever in that second over. He's finished his spell. He can finish with a smile.
Well done. Picked up 3 wickets in his first outing. Quite impressive it was then. As Prasad is going to continue. Thinking of a second run, but I think Grant will do well to be reminded that he's batting with a man almost twice his age. Not as fleet-footed as he used to be, also in the holders. Grant goes for a big swing, gets it off the inner part of the bat down to short fine. So Ivan Grant not being able to really get flowing here, not really getting any kind of rhythm into his batting. I think this is going to hurt the Warriors in these middle overs. Holder using his feet.
And that's down to clever bowling from these Pelicans. They've used the pitch really well, and they've also been clever with their pace.
So Grant will want to get that foot down on the accelerator into over number 8 now. This is basically the death in the T10 format. Good one from Prasad, getting it through the flailing bat of Ivan Grant to the keeper Gibson. Looked for the reverse, doesn't make contact with the bat, I think. They go for a single. And actually, yes, the signal is for a leg by. So Grant continuing to have his struggles, both with pace and spin.
Yeah, perhaps trying to hit the ball too hard, Ivan Grant, not giving himself a chance.
Holder is hitting this one hard, but it's high. A chance for a catch to backward point. The catch is easily taken. And again, Alcindor Holder looking for glory, looking to go big. But as you mentioned earlier, Shakira, Prasad using the pitch well, bowling the ball into the pitch, and Holder having to make his own pace and only succeeded in skying a catch to just behind point. He comes back. More problems for the Warriors here.
Yeah, they're in deep trouble now, the Warriors. But again, really good bowling by Prasad. He's used a different angle to Joshua Bishop, and this angle has worked for him. He's caused lots of problems bowling from over the wicket. Left arm off spinner, orthodox spinner. Prasad has bowled 2 overs. He's been miserly.
Catcher there being Jonathan Driggs, making it rather simple. Easy.
It's going to be the captain, Buffett, who's going to take up the attack. Comes back in
68
the attack
total.
from the northern end.
69 is the total. 69 the total. And the new batter will be Ulrich Batson. As this one pulled away out towards backward square, Joshua Bishop can only turn and watch it sail over his head. So one into the pitch again from Carlos Battle with the pace off, but this time Grant, equal to the task, puts it away for a maximum.
And that one went like a bullet. Joshua Bishop could only stand and watch, and eventually retrieve that ball from the boundary. Ivan Grant finally able to middle one, and it results in a boundary.
Well, he's been there long enough now, and as this one is pitched right up, driven down to long off, hoping for a fumble, but the work is good by Albert coming in there. So Ulrich Batson will have his first strike. 76 it is. Over number 9. Well, given a run, but I guess the gamble was worth it. Was it, Shakira?
I'm not so sure it was. I think Ivan Grant was safely grounded. Carlos Prophet didn't need to throw that ball. I think it was more out of frustration from being hit for that maximum first delivery. Now he's giving away the run. Now he has to bowl to Ivan Grant, who hit him for that maximum.
So Grant on 10. Again, Carlos Bathett not offering any pace whatsoever to the batters, and getting that one full and just wide of that off stump.
It's been a really good comeback. Hit for a maximum first delivery, Carlos Brathwaite, but now he's just gone for 3 singles. Should have been 2 and a dot.
78 for 4. Nice looking drive. Brilliant work by Vitaly Wilkinson coming in there from long on, swiftly into the ball and getting rid of it in a flash. The return, an accurate one to the base of the stumps at the striker's end. Lovely picture there.
Yeah, that was brilliant fielding. I was so impressed. Kept low, kept his size on the ball. He was able to pick it up cleanly and release it very clean, very quickly as well. Very good by Vitality.
Full one. Some runs here for Grant. This ball is going to challenge the boundary at long leg. It pulls up inside the boundary. They're going to come back for the third run on the throw from Ravindra Prasad. So full toss to finish off the over by Brathwaite. So 3 runs the result. Over. 82 for 4 at the end of 9. And the 81 Warriors very much in a position to return what Shakira has been par score. We found that if you look at the scores throughout the tournament, a number of teams have fallen in that area between 90 and 100. And I think we have worked out that seems to be the par score here. Anywhere between 90 and 100 seems to be par here at Carlton.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, but I'm not sure they'll be happy with this score. They've only lost 4 wickets, and they did have good partnerships building, but lost wickets at crucial stages. They hope that they can get at least another 15 from this over.
You would imagine?
It will be Shamar Holder to close out the innings for the Pelicans.
Holder went for 8 in his first over, the very first over of the innings, in fact. So Holder charged with bowling the first over and now the final over in the death. He would want to restrict the scoring. I think anything 90 or below they'll be happy with. The fielding team, that is.
Yeah, certainly. They'll think they can chase down anything around that 90 score.
Holder returning from the south and gets his first delivery right low down on the bat for a full toss, and they've given another run. A powerful return coming in from Bishop. It's went through the bowler. Our keeper Gibson came out to intercept it. Went through him. Ravi Prasad, who was behind him, also let it through, and a second run given away more or less.
So many gates being open. Everything is going through.
Might be a good advertisement if you were selling sieves. Sieves. Strainers. 84 for 4. Grant is getting this one down to the third boundary, deep third. As a matter of fact, for 4 buys, in fact, so he didn't make contact. He did set up to play a reverse dink, and I think deceived the wicketkeeper, Gibson, who went away down leg, and the ball ending up going away to his right and down to the third for 4. So much valued and appreciated runs for the Warriors.
Yeah, crucial runs for the Warriors. So it doesn't matter how they come. It's an important boundary, and they get closer to that 100 mark.
88 with 4 balls left.
It should be 2 runs, and it is 2 easy runs. Ivan Grant doesn't get that one out of the middle of the bat. Outfoxed by Shamar Holder, slower delivery into the pitch, takes the bottom of the bat and just dribbles away to long on.
So they have reached the 90, or the 90s.
Three deliveries remaining. They'll hope they can get at least 2 boundaries out of these 3.
And this one is going to go the distance, full toss, and just standing his ground, like I said, from a very firm base, and just whipping his wrist through the delivery and getting a high over square for 6. 96 it is for 4.
Yeah, that's the first off the boundary they'll be looking for. Shamar Holder trying to go full and straight, missing his length. It's easily whipped in front of square all the way over the boundary by Ivan Grant. It's turning out to be a pretty crucial innings by Grant, who struggled initially. He's raced to 24 from 15 deliveries.
Finishing well. Struck 2 6s, make that 3. Holder is full again, and he seems to like that shot. Similarly, this time this one goes even further out over the mid-wicket boundary area.
Same delivery, same result. Shamar Holder persisting, trying to go for that straight Yorker. Again, 2 full. And welcomed, accepted by Ivan Grant. Another maximum. He goes to 30. It's a gem of an innings in the end.
Well, yes, so very finishing with something of a flourish. A young Grant, he's now 30 from 16. He played that shot really well. as I said, standing his ground, playing from a very firm base, and waiting for the ball to come to him, and just whipping that bottom hand coming in just at the point of contact, and hitting it out of the middle. Nice, clean, creamy sound coming off the bat. 102, so the 100 comes up, so they have reached that 100 mark, and a very expensive over from Holder so far. Some 16 runs off the bat plus those 4 byes, so 20 runs are coming off the first 5 deliveries of the final over. Not a very distinguished finish at all, not what the Pelicans would have been asking for.
I'm quite surprised he's persisted with trying to bowl out Yorker. He did outwit Ivan Grant with a slower delivery into the surface 2 balls before that. I'm surprised he's gone to that ball.
Shaquille, they say the road to heaven is lined with a lot of good intent, and I think that his intentions are good. Execution very poor.
Yeah, he does have 3 fielders on the boundary, on the leg, so he's waiting for that. But I think it would be better if he goes slower into the surface. It's served him well so far.
Well, we're going to have that final delivery now. And Grant with the momentum going his way. Is this one bowled into the pitch, smashed away into the outside, and again choosing the wrong end. I would like to believe that had that throw gone to the keeper, Grant would have been stranded. Holder looking to strike the wicket at the non-striker's end, wants them to aim at, missed. So the 2 runs have been had by the Warriors pair. They finished at 104 for the loss of 4 wickets from their 10 overs. That last over costing some 22 runs to the Pelicans, and recovering somewhat and doing very well towards the end of the innings. The Warriors to finish at 104, of course propelled by that innings of 32 not out of just 17 balls by Ivan Grant. That innings consisting of some 3 sixes, 2 of them coming in that final over bowled by Shamar Holder, 27 by Zidane. Harewood at the top of the innings from 16 balls. Captain Jonathan Carter opening the batting got 12. Maradon Bend was going well at 17 off just 10 deliveries before he was unfortunately run out, and they were the one to really push the scoring for the Warriors. Some 9 extras included, and Ulrich Batson eventually finishing not out on 2 from 2 balls. So, and a look at the bowling for the Pelicans. As far as wickets are concerned, Ravindra Prasad are getting 1 for 13 from 2 overs to be the best of the bowlers as far as economy rate is concerned. Jaden Edmund made a good comeback after an expensive first over. He got 1 for 19, and the other wicket taker being the captain Carlos Baffett, 1 for 24. The opening new ball pair, Shamar Holder and Joshua Bishop, wicketless, and they went for 26 and 15 runs respectively. 4 wickets falling, 25, 49, 57 and 69. And now the Pelicans, if they want to break the egg and get off the mark as far as points are concerned, they need to make 105. We'll tell you about it when the innings resumes.
Danny, we know this fight, dog, we know breed that, yeah. The clock sings sweet like a fire. Wrap it up, but a boy should catch a fire. See a man will take your life, your ask for your fire. See the boy face turn white, like Lizzie McGuire. Boy, them get stiff. 7.6 loud and the chopstick. Black in the airport, fully plastic. Metal detector can't detect. Say you're in your place, so make it like them a comfort. Shot lick off the boy drop it. No say your mother woulda get sick. When gunshot beat her, you cock it. Boy, them get stiff. You fin know the fuck with us, but I know some boy on the body not place, yeah. Which 8 and 7 in a jail, and I know some killer with a roll out pan on the press. Got some boy in a them on the place, young killer. West Bank link with the air, them know we a man.
Air Force white like teaser. My clutch I get love and visa. Designer dates and Corona Creta.
Stop, now we can keep your banner.
Yo, Falcon. I fought it on my belly, my cloud, if I'm ready, shut out, shit, you ready. High grade is my task, more than I did. I listen to the beat, and I mix with the rhythm. Ever million on my back, the cash out, the stocks out, the banks non-stop. Yo, Tyree, them 3 series, not nobody. But from school days, nobody. Them girls, no sorry. She and them I see, all of my white tees, fitting them tight jeans. Party on my belly, my clout, if I'm ready, shut out, shit, you ready. High grade is my task, more than I do. I listen to the beat, and I mix with the rhythm. Have a million on my back, the cash out, the stocks out, the banks non-stop.
Anytime I'm ready, you want me to learn how to tell you something? I'm not saying no, right steady.
Oh, shake it off, Jesus. Oh, shake white tees and baby. Get some sharp like Rotterdam. It's on the answer. Oh, shake it and come to make the skull look sick. No, I don't say. Back of the class, man, on a subject. Even got me girl, now to be my one. Watching the drunk, yeah, drink it up, now I'm looking deep. You want me to be the subject?
Nobody not believe it when my drop me gun. Slowly them a go perish in a baby below. You gotta know when they catch yourself up. If anybody still here, must be done skeleton. See how we kill them, swear, say I love from. Boy, see we and shake, cause I know we fit on. No J-man said the way that me load every gun. But don't tell me later, it's 6 times. In day, man, can't understand J-man. If you don't know, never like the race. And I'm with this a big boy, cause it's a bit of this.
I me never hear what he had say. Some of you, some stuff in the party. Make a realize they not really do the talking. One of them ready to come in and pass them. Find where you live, search up your apartment. Oh, take the job and get the garment. Trip in the old China's hard, this boat popular. Walk with the dirt up, take it up. Boy, never get chariot. Everything I get paradise. We have foreigners to make me let them out. Walk with the dirt up, I will say I know. Let it go, yeah, got to make a sound. Run up on we run up and make a dog. We no take trips, better than I take your own.
Dogs and mount to the big mama. Big up and fly at the real banner. Violate them, they knock. With my team, them mix it up. Got me real better than from birth. Rise up, it hard, and you know the chica work. When me say they go, the thing, me no they go, dashing to the rifle. Me swear to God, me not play with no one. On the bills, me not play with a ton. Me say don't in the bills, can do deal with that, they put it. Clip like that, we have some heavy machine, them a work with them. And you know the cheap man, them fully evil. And already anytime they spread the vehicle.
So we're getting ready for the second half of this encounter, match 7 between the Pelicans and the Warriors. As the Warriors side, they're making their way on the square, and closely behind them, the openers for the Pelicans side, Teron Gibson, and he will be partnered by Cheyenne Brathwaite. Looking
just about in time to see the players in the middle and ready to resume with the Pelicans set a target of 105 for victory, having lost both of their games so far. I think they'll fancy their chances though of getting up to this 105, playing on the number 2 pitch, in the middle of the square here at the Desmond Haynes Oval. They have started with Cheyenne Brathwaite and Teron Gibson, who have been the openers for the previous matches also. And Shakira, 105. On the pitch as you've seen it so far, how much of a challenge?
Should the bowlers use the surface, it could be a challenge, especially when the spinners come on. We've seen how the spinners, the left-handed spinners in particular, trouble the batters and ask many different questions. But I think the Pelicans side should be confident chasing this down, especially if they use this shorter boundary to their advantage.
Well, they're starting with Jediah Blades, the left-arm quick, coming from that northern end. And he starts with a wide. Interesting, you said you talked about the spinners, but when I look through the lineup here for the Warriors, Zishan Matara, wrist spin, is basically the only. And Andre Marshall, that's the left-arm spinner you were talking about. So, yeah, a lot will depend on him. He's done fairly well in the tournament so far. Blade starts and stops.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how Jonathan Carter uses his spinners. We saw Carlos Brathwaite use both spinners from this southern end.
And this one put away short of a length into the body, and Cheyenne Brathwaite just swinging on that back foot, ballet style, and getting it one over deep backward square 6 runs from the time it left the bat.
It is speakable using this shorter boundary to their advantage, and Cheyenne Brathwaite does that quite well. He middles that, and they're off with for maximum. It does help that Jediah Blades will be swinging the ball into the right-handed Cheyenne Brathwaite. So all he has to do is help it through that leg side.
This is operating over the wicket, driven up to cover for 4. He was short the previous delivery. He was too full this time, and Brathwaite just leaning on it. Not a whole lot of backlift. 4 runs all the way.
Overcompensation, that's what you call it. Too short, then too full. Results in 2 boundaries. He's gone for 11 from just 2 deliveries. Of course, starting off with a wide. Outfielder on the offside is that deep backward point. So as long as Cheyenne Brathwaite hits it in front, it's very hard for him to stop it.
much better feeling for Cheyenne Brathwaite today, I can tell you. Yesterday's match, he was dismissed off the very first delivery, going for a second run. So he actually scored one off the one ball he faced and was run out in the process. Very, very disappointed he was coming back to the pavilion. But today he has gotten off. He's 11 out of the 12 runs.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but he should have been disappointed. I don't think you should be run out when you can hit the ball the way Cheyenne hits it.
Teron Gibson, young wicketkeeper bat, who's won a lot of friends on the local scene over the past couple of seasons, keeping wicket for the Spartan Club, particularly for his glove work, very quick, slick hands. But he's also been improving as a batter along the way. The Pelicans have made a decision to use him as an opener in this tournament so far.
Gibson is one who works very hard on his game. It's good to see results finally coming.
Outside the yard stump, hit down towards mid-off. Will get one.
Tell you what, I have no idea how Cheyenne got that ball hit there. Perhaps Cheyenne is the only person who knows how he did.
There's a shot that if he plays it, I ask you to peel your eyes and keep looking for it. It's the most unique shot I've ever seen. He plays what resembles a reverse sweep, but he doesn't reverse. He steps forward. He actually steps forward. The right foot comes forward, rather than wide and called wide. Now signaled wide. So long over this is from Blades. Left arm over the wicket, and with pushing that one across. As we know, as you mentioned earlier, the left-armers tend to get the ball to shape back in towards the right-handed batters, but of course that's a change-up that they use quite often to push the ball across at the angle. And this one, he has basically sacrificed it, hit it high in the air. Simple catch to Zidane Harewood, the keeper. But a nondescript waft at a delivery, pitched up outside the yard stump. No real intent in that shot. And just easily just scooping it up towards the gully area, and the keeper from behind the stumps calls for the catch, takes it confidently and competently too, and 15 coming off the first over, but finishing off with a wicket, Jediah Blades 15 for one after one.
Yeah, he finally has something to smell about Jediah Blades. Going for 15, quite a long over, as you pointed out, started off with a wide. Then he was hit for a maximum and a boundary, but in the end, he gets the result that he would have wanted. He gets Teron Gibson dismissed. And again, I think that was the delivery pushed across the right-hander. Teron Gibson outwitted on that occasion, expecting it to come back into him, trying to hit it through the leg side. Could only manage to find that backward point area. Easily taken by Zidane Harewood.
So that over completed, 15 of the 105 required erased. And Shakira Selman has called it. She's asked for the left arm spinner, and she's gotten the left arm spinner. Andre Marshall will start the bowling from the southern end. He'll bowl the second over. And as we speak, quite appropriately, one of the more known left-arm spinners of West Indies fame, Suleiman Ben, walks in the background. Like Marshall, a Spartan club member, former player for the very, very famous Spartan club. So I'm sure Marshall would have learned a thing or two from Ben over the years. But here he is about to start to Cheyenne Brathwaite. Brathwaite goes off the back foot. And the ball strikes the stumps, and umpire Codrington says yes to that appeal from the fielding side. Jonathan Drake's gone without facing a ball. We talked earlier about Cheyenne Brathwaite facing one. The only thing worse than that is to go for naught without having faced a delivery.
We continue to see this trend of batters being run out. Jonathan Drake's unfortunately not getting to face the delivery, but it's a brilliant bit of fielding from the fielder at backward point, a direct hit into the base, and that's exactly what every coach tells you to aim for. And he will be disappointed. Cheyenne Brathwaite again involved in another mix-up, and they lose 2 quick wickets, the Pelicans.
Yes, 2 wickets on 15, with the score on 15. So Jonathan Drake's the man doing, Jonathan Carter, the man doing the pick up and throw, direct hit there from backward point. And that dismissal could hurt because the Pelicans, Jonathan Drake's one of the genuine batters, in the authentic batters in this side. A number of all-rounders they have, but one of the few specialists, Jonathan Drake's. Caught at backward point. Jonathan Carter again.
Best fielders in the most difficult positions. A run out, Jonathan Carter, and then he takes a very simple catch. And they lose 2 quick wickets.
I think undone by the extra bounce this time from Andre Marshall. Ravindra Prasad. Short. Looking to give himself some room. He moving the opposite direction as he played the shot. Not having the control over the shot and not getting the timing in it either. And as you said, a simple offering to Jonathan Carter just at that backward point position. And now the Warriors very much on the prowl. 3 wickets in the last 3 balls. And Andrea Marshall actually on a hat trick as Maria Albert comes to the middle. Three wickets in 3 balls, no hat tricks. Appeal not given by umpire Welch. That one coming back with the arm, this time from Andre Marshall. You can see him getting wide on the crease and angling it in, struck on the pad. I think the umpire might have ruled that it might have been drifting a bit too much going past that leg stump.
And also looked a bit high. Albert is a pretty tall batter. But it's really good bowling by Andre Marshall. First delivery going for that arm ball.
Driving over the top, Albert will get 4.
Long levers. It was all down to the levers. He was able to extend his hands and just push it over that infield. All fielders up on the offside. So he knew he just had to get it over that circle.
Well, the 2 fielders in the deep, both on the onside. And Albert getting it wide of off stump, so he had the room to play with. And his next delivery is another quicker delivery. Again, angling into that leg stump, but down the leg side. Albert beaten on the drive. I think beaten on the inside portion from the inner edge was beaten. So Marshall has the ability to threaten both edges, as this time he's down the leg side, rearward delivery. But Marshall, as I said, he has the ability to spin the ball, loop and spin, and he also has this drift that can challenge the inside edge of the bat.
It's quite similar to Joshua Bishop.
On the leg stump, looking for that swing is Albert. Gets a single, which is signal a leg by. So a very good over from Andre Marshall, in which he caused plenty problems and picking up a wicket in the process. There was also a run out of the very first delivery, and the Pelicans now looking to rebuild their innings. 21 for 3 after 2 overs.
Yeah, what a start by Andre Marshall. Wait, Miserly. He asked lots of questions. He certainly challenged Albert whenever he bowled that arm ball.
Well, an immediate bowling change by the Warriors. Very experienced Ulrich Batson will take up the attack. Ball right arm, slowish medium, looking to do a thing or two in the air, occasionally off the wicket.
Almost thought you were describing my bowling.
Similar to Circular Selman. And he struck well down the ground. This is going to scoot into the side screen. Over pitched. And again, those long levers that you talked about come into play.
And that was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Way into the ball, long levers, hands through the ball, pumped back over the bowler's head into the boundary for another 4. Can't get too full to this guy, Albert. He's using his height to his advantage.
The coaches always tell you if you're going to hit the ball in the air, hitting straight is one of the safest places to go in the air.
Yeah, there's always a gap there, isn't it? Unless you're playing against a team captained by Kieran Pollard.
Like Kieran Pollard. First and only man I've seen plays that long stop fielder. Although I did see somebody put a fielder for him, actually.
Yeah.
In a rather straightish position. I can't exactly remember where, but I'm sure I saw it. Watson is outside the off stump, and this time going all across, swinging across a delivery, pitched wide. So a good, clever move by Ulrich Batson. Keep it out of the arc, the swinging arc of Mario Albert.
He's also adjusted his length quite well. He's pulled the length back. Now that he's bowling to Mario Albert.
He's brought his long off to a bit straighter. Long off and deep cover. His 2 men outside the circle. Albert is lifting this one again over the infield on the onside this time. A couple of bounces and into the boundary at deep mid wicket. So he's intent. A lot of right hand in Mario Albert's play here. You see that one coming down on the off stump.
Yeah, lots of bottom hand into that shot. But you can understand why both fielders on the boundary are on the offside. So it's very clever by him, by Mario Albert. He's playing the field well.
So Batson would know that he's gotten a bit too straight.
Change of field, deep mid wicket goes back. Cover comes into the circle.
Albert goes over that fielder though. Sweetly timed this time. Getting the elevation. 4, now 6.
Just cannot miss your length at Mario Albert. He capitalizes each time he's given a length delivery. This time he gets a maximum.
So he has already taken some 14 runs off this Ulrich Batson over Mario Albert in his first outing for the tournament. Chomping at the bit. 35 for 3 the total, 1 delivery left in the 3rd over. Slower ball, swung through the keeper. I think he might have gotten an awkward bounce there, the ball bouncing a second time before it got to him. And it's a bye is the result. Albert gets the strike, 3 overs gone, Pelicans 36 for 3.
Yes, the first time he's gone to that slower delivery, Ulrich Batson. And it seems to be the way to go. Can't get too predictable, especially in this format of the game.
This is the 4th day of competition here, so the pitches will be somewhat of a challenge to maintain the texture of the surfaces here for the ground staff.
going to be
It still seems to be a pretty good surface though. So kudos to the ground staff. They've done a really good job.
And he will be bowling to Mario.
So the final over of the power play. Power play is the first 4 overs in this T10 BIM 10 tournament. And it will be Miguel Cummins, the former West Indies fast bowler. I say that guardedly because I don't think he's actually announced a retirement.
I don't think he has.
But he hasn't been used for quite a while. So he'll continue the bowling from the southern end here, the John Burke end.
This is interesting though. In the previous innings, we only saw 1 over of pace from the southern end, and that was by Shamar Holder, that last over of the innings. And it cost the Pelicans 22 runs. It's very interesting that they haven't gone back to Andrea Marshall, who only went for 6 in his initial over.
Starts with a dot. Cummins. Not coming off his full run, or normally full run. He comes somewhat abbreviated. Looking for extra pace. I don't think you would want to look for extra pace on this track. You won't want to be fighting this surface.
These 2 fielders are both on the leg side, deep backward square and deep mid wicket. So he has to stay straight. Ask Albert to hit to the bigger side. He does that quite competently. And notably is Captain Jonathan Carter, perhaps the best fielder for the fielding side. He's in all of the hot positions.
Oh, yes, he's placed himself up there at that deep mid wicket. You just mentioned looking to bowl straight, maybe a couple of deliveries into the surface also.
That one perhaps coming off the glove and into the helmet of Cheyenne Brathwaite, but he seems to be okay.
Somewhere in the area of the chin, it looks like. Cheyenne Brathwaite hasn't been on strike a lot recently at all. He's almost anonymous for the past couple of overs, 8, 9 balls.
Yeah, he faced the first ball of this innings, and he's only faced 6 deliveries.
And this is the 4th over. That tells a story, as this one is again angling down leg. And Brathwaite all wrists and arms. Has a unique style, Cheyenne Brathwaite.
Yeah, I always tease him and call him a BCL cricketer. No offense to the BCL cricketers, but he's very unorthodox with his style of play.
He's done some unusual things, I must admit.
But it does seem to work for him.
But Paxo, yeah, hits the ball fairly well. Not very well, a good striker of the ball. And a good timer also. Outside the leg stump, off the top edge. It ends up going down towards deep third. In fact, results in a couple of runs, but intending to go over the onside. Brathwaite, I think the ball coming off the back of the bat, ending up at deep third.
Yeah, he has to be careful trying to play that shot though, Cheyenne Brathwaite. They've sent that fielder behind square a lot further backward,
Yes.
because he's trying to get inside the line of the ball and help it behind square. Seems to be struggling now after being struck by that delivery 2 balls ago.
Now beginning to feel the effects of that strike, because the ball did rebound up into the area of the chin. Thought that it might have taken the helmet, but now there seems to be some reaction. I think they may be seeing, if not a break in the skin, maybe the inner part of the mouth. But he's taken a sip of water. The umpire, Sherwin Codrington, has come in to inquire. Also, you have a look. As a matter of fact, the concussion protocol apparently going into operation. Cheyenne Brathwaite could never be too careful.
Yeah, I expected to see this immediately after he was struck. But I guess it didn't seem too serious initially. It's good to see the protocols being followed. Just making sure that Cheyenne is okay.
He himself didn't actually react as if there was any adverse effect initially, but after taking those 2 runs, then beginning to show that, yes, there was some discomfort and discussion between the medical official and the umpires. I think everyone now satisfied that for the moment, at least, all is well with Cheyenne Brathwaite, pink helmet and all. And we're going to resume at 39 for 3. Miguel Cummins, just the 3 runs out of this over, the 4th over of the power play. So a welcome result for the Warriors. Now he's gotten that shot played. Again, all wrists, all forearms, the ball angling into the leg stump. Brathwaite had been practicing that shot from the beginning of the over. He's finally gotten it right. 6 runs off the final delivery.
Spoiling the over by Miguel Cummins. He only going for 3 runs before that delivery. Finally, Cheyenne Brathwaite is able to whip that one. Beautiful style all the way over the boundary for a maximum. As you said, he'd been trying that a few occasions. This time he middles it. He almost looks like a subcontinent batsman.
Whipped away. Just that bottom hand coming into play, and those forearms. And going with the angle too. The shot was appropriate because it goes with the angle of Cummins over the wicket, pushing it into the leg stump. Tony-esque. Cheyenne Brathwaite style. So I think they've Captain Carter actually making a late change. Zishan Matara already had the ball. He had already handed his shades and hat to umpire Codrington. And then having a change of mind, Captain Carter, he's going to take the attack himself. So this is at the end of the power play, 45 for 3. The Pelicans, and the captain deciding that he will take over once the power play is finished. So good result in the power play for the Pelicans, despite losing those 3 wickets in a hurry.
Yeah, they ended up getting out of that power play, perhaps in control of the game, especially after they finished with that maximum. Ebbs and flows of this game.
Yes, so Jonathan Carter, normally another of that medium pace variety, bowls a bit more variety than let's say Rick Batson, who bowled it before him. Carter will try a few more things.
Yeah, he is very cunning, Jonathan Carter, whenever he has the ball in hand. It's interesting that he decided to take the ball for this over instead of going to the youngster Martara.
Bowling to Albert, again getting it wide of all stump. That seems to be the tactic that is working against Mario Albert. Just keep the ball away from his arc.
Yeah, make it harder for him to target this leg side boundary.
No discernible movement across the wicket either. Just standing his ground on his guard. There he again trying this, dragging this one into the onside. So that apparently is his method. That's the method he's going to use.
Yeah, just stand and deliver. And you're right. Earlier we saw Zidane here would step outside off stump after realizing the plan by the Pelican bowlers to bowl wide at him. But we haven't seen it from Mario Albert as yet.
What we're seeing from Zion Brathwaite is a strong pull shot through the hands of Matara at backward square. Hit powerfully. The ball squeezing through the youngster's hands and just yielding a single.
He was wanted to better there, Matara, but it was hit quite ferociously. He is in the circle. I think they'll be happy that it only ended up being a single.
Carter is short outside the all stump. Albert is asking for a wide. What he's going to get is the umpire calling one over the shoulder. And a dot goes on to the monitor. It remains 47 for 3. 58 runs required from 32 balls. Wide of off stump again from Carter. Again, Albert is reaching for it, dragging it off the inner half of the bat into the onside.
This is excellent bowling by Jonathan Carter so far. He'll be hoping he can close the over out. Just gone for 3 or 5 deliveries.
Very experienced campaigner, Jonathan Carter. And you used the word earlier, very cunning. Finishes with a dot at the end of over number 5. 48 for 3. They still require another 57, the Pelicans, but excellent work by Jonathan Carter to just about push the Warriors slightly ahead, if only by a nose.
Yeah, I think they will be feeling as though they've just regained control of this match, the Warriors, all down to that over by their captain, Jonathan Carter. And how often do we see that over, first over after the power play, being a very economical over?
Pivotal point of the match, I guess. This over, I suggest, is going to be a crucial one. We're seeing the wrist spinner for the first time. The teenage right-arm wrist spinner, Azishan Matara, are coming from the southern end of the ground. And we already know the wrist spinner can go one of 2 ways. He can get it quite wrong and go for runs, but if he gets it right, he's always a wicket-taking option.
What I will say is what I've seen so far from Zishan Matara is excellent control for a wrist spinner.
And this one in the air, falling almost in no man's land. Good effort by Jonathan Carter, though, running back from backward point himself, and Jediah Blades almost colliding. But there it was, flighted up outside the Austin. Albert having that big swing, and the ball dropping between Carter and the Blades. So fortunate for Albert.
Chance going to begging Jonathan Carter would have thought to have done better on that occasion, but those are always the more difficult catches.
Yeah, running back over the shoulder, not fairly close, but not quite close enough. Brathwaite bumps this one up through mid-wicket. Again in his own unique style, off the back foot and pouring it with those strong forearms into that gap at deep mid-wicket. Ball goes rolling up the hill. There it is again, whipping action. And here's a chance taken by Bend. This time, Matara is again floating it up and going for the shot down the ground is Brathwaite, looking to go over the top, but only managing to find Maradon Ben coming in off the rope at long off. And the move to bring Matara has yielded dividends for Captain Carter, as that one reaching for it almost, not really getting the body weight into the shot. Brathwaite leaning back slightly as he played the ball going up into the air, not timed as well as he wanted, and the Bend coming in, judging the catch well. Good strike by Matara. Again, the Warriors remain in the hunt.
Yeah, remember, Zishan Watara is still yet a teenager, but he is so good. He is so much in control of his bowling as a wrist spinner. He's impressed me every time I've seen him bowl. This time he comes up trumps for the Warriors, answering back after being struck for a boundary. Changed his length, tossed it up instead of pulling it short, and he gets that big wicket off Cheyenne Brathwaite. 50 runs now needed from 26 deliveries.
Well, if you can get the other Brathwaite, that would win even bigger wicket. This is Carlos Brathwaite, bigger in every sense. So slip in place, interestingly. Captain Carter.
I love that. I love that. Don't see that too
And
often.
this one is clipped away for 4. Nice, delicate shot by Carlos Brathwaite. I don't know if you can always associate the word delicate with Carlos, but this time, just using the pace of delivery off the back foot.
Yeah, very well played. And it's not a shot we see too often in the shorter format. Quite often we see people trying to bludgeon the ball. Well played by Carlos Brathwaite, just placing it in front of the point.
Again, he's going with the tide. This time it won't get to the boundary. Picks up a couple, brings the end to Matara's first over. 13 runs it cost. 6 overs gone, 61 for 4 the Pelicans.
The Pelicans are 61 for 4, 61 for 4 with Albert, who is on 24, and Captain Brathwaite.
13 runs from that over. First by Zishan Mortara, but it resulted in the big wicket of Cheyenne Brathwaite.
Jonathan Carter to continue.
Worm, quite close now, almost inseparable, the respective worms. So from this point on, still anybody's game. 44 runs required from the last 4 overs.
Jonathan Carter choosing to come for a consecutive second over. Only went for 3 in his first over. He'll be hoping he can keep things quiet, push that scoring rate, required rate further up.
Starts with a dot.
I think he's gotten away with that one though.
Well, yes, it was a short delivery.
There's no fielder. Deep square leg.
Lots of open space on the onside, as you pointed out, Shakira, because there's a man behind square in the circle, and then the next fielder is a very wideish mid-wicket. So a lot of open space, and this time Albert managing to find that man at deep mid-wicket. So Carlos Brathwaite in strike. Gets a bouncer. Nobody can get between family ties. A wide, in fact, is the signal coming from umpire Codrington, I think, on the advice of his partner at square leg, Sheena Welch.
That's harsh. That's harsh. I thought it was a very good bouncer by Jonathan Carter.
No love lost between first cousins, Carter and Brathwaite. Have another look at it here. Hammered into the pitch, and Carlos taking evasive action quite early. This time he's waiting for it, Carlos Brathwaite, and no element of surprise in that second short delivery. Brathwaite standing tall and swatting it away behind square for a maximum 6 more.
Wouldn't have mattered if they had a fielder at that deep square leg position. It's gone all the way. But Jonathan Carter perhaps becoming a bit predictable. These two would know each other quite well. You did mention they're cousins, but they also played together for UE.
Wow! Had he struck that, I'm sure that they would have been picking it out of the ocean. What a swing. Well, imagine what the draft of that bat must have been.
You know how longer ball Carlos Brathwaite can hit.
The world has seen that. Carter actually now a change of tactic, a change of angle, has decided to go around the wicket.
See a few.
And angling it wide of the off stump. Brathwaite looking to be innovative, getting that left pad across and wanting to swing the ball away into the onside. Actually taking out the broom, looking for a sweep.
Jonathan Carter has to make sure he continues to get hit that wide of off stump.
On the leg stump, over the leg stump, coming out of that over very well, Jonathan Carter. Excellent figures. Anytime that you can bowl 2 overs for 11 runs in the T10 match, that must be a bonus for your side. Jonathan Carter, despite being struck for 6 in that over, only going for 8 in all, and 2 overs for 11 runs. It's 69 for 4 after 7 overs, Pelicans.
This spell by Jonathan Carter, 3 runs in his first over and then just 8 in his second. So putting the game back in favor of his side, Jonathan Carter. And this will be a crucial over here by Andre Marshall. He comes in to replace young Zishan Martara, who took a wicket in his first over, but he did go for 13.
Marshall, left arm orthodox. He's going to bowl run between the umpire and the stumps. Around the wicket he comes and doesn't deliver. The Pelicans have struggled, though, with their batting in the competition so far, and this struggle continues now. No doubt they are winless and basically heading for the bottom of the table if they don't win this one. Well, alone at the bottom, because they're currently at the bottom with the Warriors. It was pointed out to me earlier that these two teams, as far as dot ball percentages and boundary percentages, are the 2 worst teams in the competition.
That's no surprise. It's probably the reason they are at the bottom.
Short, Brathwaite pulls it around, helps it around for 6. Not a lot of backlift at all.
Those hands are so quick. He was able to generate such pace, even though he didn't have a high back lift there. I think initially he was outfoxed, but he does well to hit that all the way over the boundary.
There's a man lurking there waiting for the catch. He's slapping this one on the bounce and ricocheting off the fielder, looking to come in to make a catch of it. He would have had to make a decision, a quick decision, Shakira, whether he should go and try to make the catch or stay back and just give the one. He took the former option and managed only to get the balls dropping in front of him, ricocheting off his body into the boundary for 4. Carlos Brathwaite will welcome that nonetheless.
Carlos Brathwaite no striking at 212 of just 6 deliveries.
And another maximum into the trees in the deep square area. So Marshall, as is his wont, looking to angle the ball into the right-handed player, and Brathwaite going with the flow, staying leg side and going with the flow, swinging it away high. The man at deep square never in with a chance.
That's an excellent shot. It wasn't too full. It wasn't all the way a bad delivery. It was an excellent shot by Carlos Brathwaite. He kept his base and he kept a really good shape, getting his hands through that ball.
Again, he's on the leg stump. Again, Brathwaite is going in that deep backward square area, but this time on the first bounce, so I'll send the holder up there. And he comes through for a single, so the strike rotated. Brathwaite has brought the total into the 80s, 86 for 4, driven up to extra cover, gets a single. Goodish work by Matara there at extra cover, but the single easily taken in the end. So that is the end of over number 8. The game kind of swinging in another direction in that particular over, because Marshall now 2 overs for 22.
Albert.
Swapped for a couple of maximums in that previous over. And now the equation reads 19 runs required, I think, from 2 overs.
18 runs from that last Marshall over. So Pelicans well in control of the game now.
So it's actually 87 for 4. Who will be the bowler? Jediah Blades, who started the bowling at the northern end, the Kenneth Warren named end here at the Desmond Haynes Oval. Left arm quickie, and interesting to see how he sets his field up. He's got a man at sweeping at deep point. He's short, looking for the pull off the top edge. This is going to race away to the fine third boundary behind the keeper. So fortuitous boundary for Albert. Get that ball back of a length, short of a length in fact, looking for the pull and getting it off the top edge. Fortunate, but useful.
When you're swinging, swing hard. There's also no fielder once more at deep backward square. So had he middled it, he would have been safe as well. But just how many boundaries have we seen scored behind the keeper so far for the day?
Importantly,
going further on this occasion, Jediah Blades driven down the ground for a single. Carlos Prophet now to take straight. Prophet
Albert on 32, Brathwaite on 29. Brathwaite's 29 only off 10 deliveries.
Yeah, what a knot he's played so far, Carlos Prophet.
12 runs required. I think the game is now the Pelicans on what to lose. Short and deemed a wide. I think they wide for the line outside the leg stump more so than the height. I don't think it got up that high to have deserved a penalty. I think it was a very fine margin as to whether it was outside the leg stump or not.
Well, it was given by the square leg umpire. So it had to have been given for height. Bowler disappointed.
If I may borrow a word from you, harsh.
Clearly the umpire was never a fast
Let's
bowler.
have a look at it here. I think we may very well be a bit more lenient with the umpire, seeing it a second time.
So well done by the umpire. She only had one look.
So bringing it down now, the Pelicans. This will be something of a relief for them, though, having restricted the Warriors to just over 100, and then seemingly losing their way around the mid-innings. Wide delivery, no dispute about that. But I think Mario Albert has played a very crucial role. He has been the glue to hold the innings together when the Warriors threatened to run through the Pelicans batting.
96 for 4,
Yeah, his scoring rate slowed tremendously, but importantly, he stayed there. He knew someone had to stay there, especially after they lost Cheyenne Brathwaite, 32 of 24, but a very crucial knock by Mario Albert.
Short body shift for the keeper, going towards leg, then trying to dive away back to the right, to the off. It's a leg bite, the ball striking Mario Albert high on the body.
Yeah, they've bowled a short ball on a number of occasions, the Warriors Pacers. They've continued to bowl it without that deep backward square leg. Fielder at square leg remains in the circle.
Somehow or another, they've been able to get away with it more times than not.
They're going to somehow manage a miracle. They need a wicket. No.
Sweet. Sliced like a pineapple.
That is classy. That is classy. Full and wide. There is a fielder at deep backward point. But he plays it so late. He gets it way behind point. And no chance for that fielder on the boundary. Real captain's not here by Carlos Brathwaite.
Brings the 100 up. Striking at almost 300, Brathwaite, 272. Striking at 34 from 12 balls.
Let's look at the way he opens the back face on that.
Shakira, your man at deep backward square would have had a simple catch if he were there, if there was a man.
So after the ninth over,
I don't understand it taking short deliveries but no deep square leg.
Lots of open space, and Brathwaite now brings it down to just 2 runs required off the final over. The Pelicans 103 for 4, with the strike rate definitely moving in an upward direction ever since the entrance of Carlos Brathwaite, who replaced his namesake Cheyenne Brathwaite. And he has almost single-handedly lifted the Pelicans into this position of supremacy. Now they require just 2 runs from the final over. Mario Albert, who is there on 32 from 25 deliveries, but one of a very important, what an important knock it has been. Coming in, as I said, so vindicating the selectors, the management's decision to bring him into the side. Miguel Cummins concedes a single to even the scores, and with 5 balls left, just a single needed for the Pelicans to fly up off the bottom of the standings. The first 2 points, the Warriors will remain winless. And finishing it in grand style is Carlos Brathwaite, launching it back over the head of the border, out of the Desmond Haynes Oval, to finish his knock on 42 from 14 deliveries. Carlos Brathwaite, the man of the moment, just giving himself room, backing away towards leg, deep in his crease, and Cummins looking for the Yorker, missing, and you miss, I hit. In this occasion, it was Brathwaite hitting him out of the ground. 110 for 4. Victory by 6 wickets with 4 balls remaining to the Pelicans, who earlier restricted the Warriors to 104, I think, for 5 of their 10 overs after the Pelicans invited them to bat. And now the Pelicans themselves 110 for 4. Carlos Brathwaite 42 from 14 balls, 3 4s and 4 6s. Mario Albert not out 33 from 26 balls, 4 4s and the 1 6. Before them, Cheyenne Brathwaite played an important hand for 25 off 13 balls. Teron Gibson didn't stick around too long, just the 1. Jonathan Drake's ran out without facing a ball for no score. And Ravindra Prasad, he faced the ball. It was the only one he faced. He also went for no score. And then we had this partnership between Brathwaite and Albert that yielded some 55 unbroken runs for the fifth wickets to see the Pelicans home. Shakira Selman, you watched it all, and in the end, I think we can agree that the Pelicans deserve to win.
Yeah, they certainly did. They did the job with ball in hand initially, and then they were able to hit the Warriors bowlers all over the park. Very expensive figures for those bowlers. Mortara got 1 for 13. Andrea Marshall 1 for 24. Very expensive second over by him. Blades 1 for 29. He was struck all around the boundary. Jonathan Carter miserly, but unfortunately he wasn't able to take a wicket. You can see there why the Pelicans are soaring now, defeating the Warriors by 6 wickets, 110 for 4, chasing 104. They eventually get from the bottom of the table with a victory, led by their captain, Carlos Brathwaite, who scored 42 not out from just 14 deliveries. Mario Albert, in his first game of the season, 33 not out from 26.
Titans and Voyagers go at it at 2:30 this afternoon. We'll be here to describe it for you.
Why don't I say you need that? Have you ever seen that?